Welcome back to Relation Shots, everybody, for our weekly Q&A where we try to answer tough questions with real answers in 7 questions in 7-ish minutes is what I say, even though it's not really quite 7-ish minutes.
Not even close.
Okay,
7.
go.
Okay. My husband and I don't agree with some items we each spend money on. I am a stay-at-home mom, so I don't feel like I have a place to argue since I am not contributing financially. How do we come to an agreement on this?
You're right. You bring nothing to the table, so you don't get to decide on anything.
Lies.
Hopefully you have a budget. The answer is always budget. So if you guys sit down and have a budget, if you've never done that, you need to have a budget talk and budget meetings. But you sit down and there should be some allocation in the budget for spending money for each of you, kind of your fun money, free cash, where you don't have to ask the other person permission to spend it. That way, let's say it's $250 a month. You can spend it on whatever you want. And if you want something that's more expensive, you may save up for a couple months so you can purchase that item. But there's got to be agreement on where we going with budget. And then I think having a category of spending cash where you each get to decide what you do with it would work.
And I also think making note of the fact that being a stay-at-home mom is a job. And even if it's like not bringing in money, having done both, I would much rather work outside the home than stay at home. It's way worse. So she's doing more work. No offense, but
okay,
she is.
We'll go with that.
You know it's true.
Okay.
Let's see. I have been dating my girlfriend for a year. I love her and think that she may be the one. But the one issue that we can't seem to get past is that she constantly thinks I'm going to be unfaithful to her. I've never cheated on her. I've actually never cheated in any relationship, but she thinks I'm too friendly and flirtatious with other women. What should I do? Do I have to change who I am because of her insecurity?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one, right?
That's a good one. So if you've watched any of my videos, you probably picked up on this. This to me is one of the areas of relationship when you're deciding to marry somebody or move from dating into wherever they're going next. You've got to know each other's wounds and insecurities. And I think when you decide to marry a person, you sign up to be a part of their healing process. So let's say if I know that that's an area of insecurity for you, I've never done anything. There is a part you have to own, which is you've got to get to a place where you're not living out of fear in the relationship and accusations and all those kind of things. But I have to know that's an area of sensitivity. That's a wound that you bring in. And the way I help you heal in that is I'm going to cut back. If I am naturally flirtatious, I'm going to cut back on that. Maybe I'm less touchy. Maybe I have less conversations. I'm not going to be apt to have as many female friends on Facebook or wherever else. So I think anything I can do, or you, since you asked this question, can do to make the other person feel more secure, you've got to be willing to make those adjustments if you sign up to long-term relationship with them. Otherwise, you're going to continue to put them in position. You don't want to put the person you love in a position that's going to expose their greatest wound or insecurity. So that'd be my take.
I agree.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Except for the touchy part. When you said like they'd be less touchy, they shouldn't be touchy at all.
But I'm touchy. Like I touch people when I talk to
people. I know,
it's
annoying. I don't like that. It's annoying. My husband and I have been married for 8 years. We have 2 children and we do not agree. Oh, this is for us. We do not agree at all when it comes to parenting. He thinks I am too lenient and I think he is too strict. Okay, we're the opposite of that. But how do we meet in the middle?
Do we?
We don't know. We don't know the answer to this.
You answer that.
Parenting ones, don't ask us because we suck at it.
Hey, but listen. So I would say the more conversations you have proactively about rules, because sometimes you don't have those conversations, then your kid does something, and then now you're reacting. So the lenient one's going to be more lenient, the stricter one's going to be more strict. You're not going to agree. So if you sit down before it ever happens, have clear rules with clear consequences that you're both in agreement on, you're going to be able to eliminate a lot of the differences. That's one area. Okay. We haven't done that.
No. Like I said, we need a lesson on this.
We haven't done that. So I think that's one thing that we should have done that you could do. The other that we have done is one of our kind of hacks to resolve our issues. If we got a few couples that we've agreed upon, that when we can't fall into agreement and we can't come to a decision, we call one of these couples, we tell them the situation, and we let them make the decision for us so that we're not stuck on we're never going to resolve it. And we have done that before.
Yes.
So I think that is a way to, in the area, if it's parenting in this situation, but whatever area you may have where there's differences, have an outside couple that you trust who can make the decision so that you guys can move through it. So that'd be 2 ideas.
That's good.
Yeah.
What are some practical ways to work on anger before getting into conflict with my spouse so that when we are fighting, we fight fair?
Deal with your anger issue. Yeah. Now, I mean, that's part of it is if you have a tendency to be angry, you've got to discover what the source of your anger is. All the experts say anger is a secondary emotion. So is it fear? Is it unmet expectations? What is the thing driving your anger so that you can deal with that? But then in the moment, I think it's tough. So I would say if you feel yourself elevating in anger, de-escalate the situation. Say, let's take a break. Let's take a time out. Can we come back later and discuss it? But you got to personally deal with the root of why you get so angry if you get angry before you kind of deal with the relational side.
That's good.
Yeah.
What do I do when my partner says I'm not allowed to wear a revealing outfit in public? It makes me feel good to dress like this, so I don't see the problem.
There's so many different angles to go, right? I just have too many
I don't
questions.
dress revealing.
No, I have too many questions. So,
but if I had a body to dress revealing, I might dress revealing.
And then I might have an issue with it.
Right.
And then this will be our question.
Yeah.
There's just so many. So let me address all the things that come to mind. First, is it possible that the guy is controlling?
True.
Possibly. So he's got to deal with that because I don't know what revealing means to them. They may think it's not anything that big of a deal. So it could be that he's controlling. That might be one issue. It could be that the stuff that she's wearing it sounds like this is more the deal because she says it makes me feel good, which makes me think you enjoy it when people look at you and are enjoying the sight of your body somehow makes you feel good about yourself. I would want to talk about why that is. And because that's one of those, I think, those desires that is insatiable. I mean, you can't ever get enough. Like, when is it enough attention? The answer is never, because you're using that attention to solve something deeper. And if you haven't addressed that, then you're always going to get, I just think it doesn't stop. You're going to be more revealing or it's going to continue to cause issues. But if they're dating and you're not on the same page, then clearly probably shouldn't be in a relationship together. But it could be he's controlling. I don't think that based on this. I would say, why do you feel like you need to have people gawking at you to make you feel good about yourself? And let's deal with that.
That's true. Right. She probably wasn't hoping for that answer.
She probably wasn't. Well, here's the deal. So I'm going to help you out, because if this is the way you feel good about yourself, what happens when one day your body doesn't look like what it looks like now, 4 years down the road, and you no longer get what you need from that attention? How are you going to get it?
That's true. That's good.
Yeah.
So did you submit questions?
I secretly submitted them, okay. And then I don't know the answers to them to get you. Yeah.
My wife is always on her phone when we watch TV together, and I feel like she isn't fully present with me. I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it does. How do I handle this? Okay, it's not when we watch. Well, I mean, I guess it's when we watch TV. It's kind of just all the time.
I didn't even say anything.
I know. I will own that. I will own that all day long.
Guilty conscience over here. Uh-huh. So to me, it's real basic. Like, if it's bothering me a whole bunch, I tell you.
You do.
Right? So if it's not bothering me, I don't say anything.
But even when he doesn't say something, I know it's bothering you. Like, even when you don't say anything, it bothers me because then I feel guilty. Sometimes her own guilty conscience assumes I'm bothered when I'm not. Because if I'm bothered and I want your attention, I'm going to say, hey, I want to talk to you. Could you well, actually, I'm sarcastic and passive aggressive. So what I'll normally say is I'll start talking. She'll be on your phone. I'll be like, oh, my bad. Do you need to finish that game before we have our conversation? Or, oh, maybe this isn't a good time, so why don't you text me when you're ready? So I'm passive aggressive, sarcastic. But the point is, have a conversation with the person. Say, when I talk to you, I would appreciate if you put your phone down. If you need to schedule a specific time because you're trying to have, because I do this to you sometimes. I want to try to have some long conversation at an inopportune time. You're not ready. So I can try to prepare you by saying, hey, I'd like to have a conversation. When's a good time we can put our phone down and have that? So just start with a conversation, I think. I mean, it also goes the same for guys. Like, you're kind of like one track mind, so you can't do more than one thing at a time. Like I can be on my phone and still have a conversation with you. I can.
Not a good one.
Well, that's true, but at least I can. But like when you're on your phone, like it's like the whole world, everything around you stops. Or like when you're watching something on TV, it's like you're completely unaware.
Or when you try to talk to me in the car and I'm supposed to take an exit and I always miss it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But here's the reality.
So it works both ways.
But here's the reality. Neuroscientists say you cannot multitask. You're either doing one thing or the other thing. Now Jill flies in the face of actual science with her opinions, but you physically cannot do two things at one time.
I totally
You
can.
can bounce between them. Now you're not effective at either, but the reality is some people are better able to bounce back and forth than others. But I think, if I want your attention, I got to say, I need your attention, put your phone down.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. I don't know how we are on minutes.
Yeah, we're
but...
probably not good on time, but we're close.
So I'm dating a guy who I'm crazy about, but there are a few red flags about the way he talks about or to his ex-wife. Should I be concerned and should I end it?
I just think there's so many funny things that fall into this. Like I'm dating a guy and then you come out with XY. Okay, so you're dating a guy who's been divorced once. I'm like, are there some kids involved? There's just so many other questions that come. Yes, you should be concerned with the way he talks to his... Because listen, here's the reality that he tells you. Oh, she's terrible and you don't know what it was like and all that. I get that. But the fact that you feel comfortable talking to somebody in a certain way that's a red flag...
Right.
means you have the propensity that when you feel it's justified to talk to somebody in ways that for you, you're saying is a red flag. So that means... whenever your relationship's great right now, so he's not going to talk to you crazy. But if you find yourself in a place of conflict, does that mean now it's okay for him to talk crazy to you, just like he does to his ex-wife? So I think character is character is character. If it's okay talking to your mom crazy, or your cousin's crazy, or the gas station attendant crazy, then at some point, if that person feels like you fit in any of those categories that deserve it, they're going to talk to you crazy. So if that's a red flag, I want to address it. Hey, this is bothersome to me. I would ask you to work on it. And if they show no desire to work on it, that might be a red flag that you don't want to experience the rest of your life.
It's good.
That's good.
I agree.
That was all?
Yeah, that's it.
We did awesome. So there you go. 7 questions in however much time. Hopefully these were helpful to you. If there's anything else we can do to help you in a relationship, look in the description area below. We have online courses. I have a marriage masterclass coming up. We've got free resources as well. So if there's any other way we can help you in your relationship, let us know. And until then, we'll see you right here next time on Relation Shots. Bye-bye.